Warning, spoilers are present in this podcast.
Third World Cinema Club.
Hey guys, welcome to Third World Cinema Club. I'm John Tawasel from Present Confusion.
And I'm Tristan Zinamban from Rappler and many other things.
Yes, and I'm Princess Kinok of Film Police Reviews, oftentimes upstream.
Ayan, so today we'll be having a short talk about a film that recently came out. It's Eric Matty's A Girl and a Guy. Disclaimer lang yan, Princess was involved in the marketing of this film. Pero we will...
In a girl? Siya yung titular a girl ba?
Siya yung the girl. De joke lang. We will endeavor to evaluate
the marketing of the film.
and the film as much as possible. So, well, basically from the title, no, A Girl and a Guy is about the story of a girl and a guy. The girl, played by Alexa Miro, is...
What?
See, we simp for
Ding, 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 ding.
Alexa Miro Simp Club. So she plays a
A girl.
She plays a girl who has who starts off with a bit of trouble in her relationship. She strikes me sa parang she craves parang the emotional of a relationship with someone else. And ganon.
Very dependent on like
maybe
the
parang,
admiration and
meron siyang for dependency. In the meantime, the guy played by forgot his name kasi we simp
Rob Gomez.
Rob Gomez.
Rob Gomez.
Rob Ejercito Gomez.
Sobrang senior citizen. A3 na ako senior citizen.
A1 yun.
Ay, A4 pala.
A2 ang senior, di ba? A2 ang
senior. A2 pala. Sobrang A2 moment.
A4 banda yun Take on me. Like a rose. Ganun.
Anyway, Rob Gomez.
A1 yung banda.
Ah?
A4 yung
A4. A1 yung nga pala banda. F4 yun, sorry. Senior moments. Senior moments.
Matagal na po tayo hindi nakakapag-record. Anyway, Rob Gomez plays this advertising employee. And he is
nepotism. Produkto ng nepotism.
Nepotism. He's kind of childish and he's a bit immature. And he's a guy
and a girl.
He embodies, para sa akin he embodies the the men are trash. Yung ganong
Not all men.
Not all men. Not all men though. na stereotype anyway. Basically things happen. It's it's linear in the sense na there's a story that go from past to present, but para siyang stream of consciousness. Parang,
exactly, same thoughts.
It's very it's meandering but not in a bad way necessarily. It goes from it in my opinion, it's like 3 different films na pinagtatagpi-tapi. I mean, the whole story of the girl is one thing, the whole story of the guy is another thing. And then after a certain point past the middle part of the movie, it's like a different movie entirely.
Alam mo, John, parang to build on your point, feeling ko nga para you can take 2 of those 3 parts and make them different films. Like just get the first and second part or the second and third part and then siyang maging
ganun parang a girl, tapos a girl 2, a guy, tapos a girl 3, a girl and a guy. Ganun, joke lang. Pero my most yung para pinaka-prominent na naisip ko while watching this film was parang this could have been better served as a series.
Yeah. Agree.
At pwede siyang mas spread out over may parang parts where you can split it And ewan ko, I guess yun yung gusto talaga ni Eric Matty kung yung pelikula to. Maybe he was writing this with a certain thing in mind. Tapos
did he write it ba? Parang
I think
wala siya sa writing credits.
Yes.
He was
Story by.
story by.
Story by, okay.
Story by siya ni Basha and Kim.
Yeah,
So I never got the end of the story on what was the initial concept. Pero
screenplay was
originally,
Ange Sumal, di ba? Yan.
kasi sinulat siya 2019. So, nung 2019, iba pa siya. Wala pa siya nung mga, spoiler alert, mga relatively similar themes of today.
Mhm.
Yan. So, wala pa siya noon. So, nung nagka-pandemic, binigay siya kay Ange. And then, si Ange na yung nagbigay nung relatively similar themes of today na
Yeah.
aspect. Kasi may ganun siyang aspect. Diba?
Kaya parang
Okay.
it's kaya nga ganun eh. Parang siyang it goes from one place to another eh. May meandering quality siya to it.
At saka, anyway,
Sige,
finish.
Tristan, go.
Di siya parang feel ko, kaya rin may ganun siyang, ano ba tawag, it's a bit disjointed. I think structurally rin, it's not just story-wise disjointed, pero parang feeling ko on the larger scale, disjointed rin siya in like what the story and the screenplay is trying to do and the director. I mean, hindi naman attack kay Eric Mati, pero it's like it's a story. The way I look at it, it's like someone watched Normal People, which basically normalizes the casuality of sex and like yung parang intimacy in parang the millennial age group with the aesthetics of 500 Days of Summer. Parang feeling ko at a concept level ganun siya, pero in parang that's a story. It's about parang normalizing sex in relationships, parang millennial ennui and yung parang midlife, yung mga parang not midlife pero like quarter life crisis. Tas you get Eric Mati who's like parang hindi man kontra pero like it's parang counterintuitive to who he is. It's like, okay, you wanna normalize itong mga behavior ng age group na to, but you get someone who's in his like, late 50s. And then, you wanna normalize sex. You wanna normalize yung parang depictions of intimacy and yung parang casual hookups. But then you get Eric Mati who kinda, the way he frames it is very, medyo fetishized. Di ka
Yeah,
say?
oo.
So
Actually,
parang,
yun din yung ano ko eh. Kasi,
di ba parang may disconnect?
yeah, to an extent, I agree with Tristan, no? Na, especially when I was thinking about the Normal People, parang comparison. Parang yes about the normalization of sex, but no regarding the depiction of intimacy. Tapos, may pagka... I guess yung form does not match yung parang intent na parating. Kasi may scene dyan, di ba, jumbo hotdog, it's kind of raunchy yung dating nitong sex scene sa A Girl and a Guy. May pagka, parang ito yung makikita mong compilation sa mga hub-hub.
Yeah.
Hub, no?
Ano hub-hub yan?
In comparison to Normal People, yung sex scenes, especially between kay Marian tsaka kay Connor, tama ba?
Sino yun? Si Marian, sa Normal People, inisip ko sa agay. Si Marian, si Connor.
Marian, di ba? Sila, when they have sex, it's, makikita mo yung intimacy eh. It doesn't strike me as, hindi siya lewd, kumbaga, hindi siya showy with its sexiness. Parang they're just having sex. Yun yung hindi ko naramdaman sa A Girl and a Guy eh. Which is why, alam mo yun, parang not for me. Tapos there's also one part near the middle of the film regarding Rob's story.
Yeah. Actually, pwede pag-usapan yun ng mas malalim.
Yeah, and yun talaga yung sticking point for me. Kaya hindi ko talaga gusto yung storyline niya. And especially the way it was resolved.
And rin parang I didn't see the need to bring it up. Pero parang before I go there, parang I'd like to to second your point, na parang feel ko tuloy, Eric Mati is trying to make, in his mind, he wants to do an American Pie. Pero the material is a normal people.
Yeah, oo.
Kaya
Parang
parang,
ganun eh. Kaya, yun. Pero,
Ano naman,
sige.
actually, sa akin naman, feeling ko, sa American, parang actually, yun yung tinatry niyang wag gawin. Kasi yung unang cut, sobrang dami talaga, as in, mas mahaba pa siya. Pero, ang ano ko lang, ang worry ko lang, nung napanood ko tong cut na to, sobrang iba siya dun sa unang cut. Para ako kasi, sabi ko, yung sa sex scenes nung sa una, oo, nakakapagod siya. Very,
release the
Release the Mati cut.
the Mati cut. Gagawa kami ng
Nakakapagod
Twitter,
for
Twitter
research.
campaign. For research, syempre,
nakakapagod
diba?
na siya. Nakakapagod. Tapos biglang, parang dito kasi, yun nga, yung parang meron kasi siya, even sa script niya, parang siya, very endearing yung script. Tapos actually medyo sad yung unang version daw ng script. Iniba lang yung parts. But anyways, parang feeling ko kasi, yun nga, like what he says sa interviews, is that love letter, somehow niya to sa mga anak niya kasi hindi nga niya ma-figure out. Pero, ang worry ko lang kasi, is that it's very hard to define generations. Like, you can't really say, parang sa perspective ko, ang movie of my generation was, let's say early 20s, 500 Days of Summer. Pero minsan hindi naman yun sa iba. Minsan may iba, parang ibang films yung tingin nilang film of the generation. Yung lagi niyang nire-reference na 90s na film, sila Winona. People say yun yung Gen
Reality
X.
Bites?
Yeah, Reality Bites.
Okay.
People say na Gen X yun yung nag-define ng generation. Wherein meron ding ibang films na nag-define ng generation na yun. Diba? So parang iba-iba siya eh. Parang it's very hard.
Pero,
like for example, pag tinatanong ko yung mga millennial ako eh. Pag tinatanong ko yung Gen Z, sabi ko, so, uso pa pala sa inyo yung Tinder? They would say, no, actually, Clubhouse na kami. We do, there's really different. Kasi they don't
dating
use...
app bang club? Ginawa dating app ang club.
Hindi, meron. May ganong part na parang they
Kasi gumagamit ko ng Clubhouse eh. Doon kami ni Pawi, shoutout sa co-host ko sa Rapper. Doon kami nag-hold ng rooms eh.
Di ba may rooms doon? So, parang nga siyang bumalik sa sa Yahoo
Sorry.
Messenger days na may mga rooms doon. And then for example, may naka-interest ka doon. So, you can chat.
Pero hindi ba
ganun.
rin yun? Hindi ba disconnect rin yun na parang nag-FGD sa Gen Z pero hindi naman Gen Z film to. Parang feeling ko itong
hindi siya, actually nung sabi ko nga nung una, sabi ko pag tinatanong nila ako, anong klaseng marketing ang gusto mong gawin for this? It's a relationship film. Hindi siya iniisip as Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, whatever. Kasi it's a relationship film.
Tsaka siya eh. I mean, parang I think he'd be barking to the wrong crowd kasi like hindi naman to like Euphoria or Gossip Girl na mga bata at saka yung parang coming to grips with parang come to grips dun sa parang adulthood nila. Hindi siya coming of age na parang Gen Z thing eh. Parang it targets us like yung mga who have been working for a few years, who feel like they're drifting through their 20s. So parang siyang young millennial, tama ba? Young
coming of age-ish siya. Pero gaya nga nung sabi nung kay Princess, kasi one quote from yung review ni Phil D, parang really, parang I agree with, na tipong this was made from a place of trying to understand. Parang this is like the well-meaning version of yung meme na, hello fellow kids, yung si Chemi. Parang ganon. Parang he means well naman, I think. Na he wants to understand the issues of the youth. Pero
siguro, go John.
Yun lang.
So that would make sense. Kasi parang I would say this film, hindi niya alam rin parang what it wants. Parang across the board, it's also confused yata sa identity niya sa film. Parang, I know in a meta sense, this film is about identity and para like finding yourself and like understanding your journey. Pero parang, in a meta sense, the film itself is also like that. Parang, and that would explain it if pati the director is like, parang is grasping at straws to like what what the young
What,
parang
what do they want?
di ba? So parang may ganun siya. And that will trickle down kung siya mismo ay titry niyang kapain yung journey or like yung kwento ng kabataan. That will also trickle down.
Yung pelikula mismo nangangapa eh.
Oo.
Parang yung may feeling ka na nangangapa siya. At parang na-magnify yon, especially during again, spoiler alert, yung after the middle, nung naging pandemic, So, these people, parang their storylines were just cut. And then, saan na sila papunta? And the film is parang teasing this relationship of the two of them together. Pero hindi ko na feel that they were parang destined to end up even without the pandemic. Parang friends lang sila, and they, I don't know. Parang hindi ko din alam kung saan patungo siya. Even
alam mo,
in the end.
Totoo yan. Actually, nga niisip ko, and I don't wanna impose naman like script fixes kasi syempre, sino ba naman ako. Pero parang feeling ko rin parang, I was wondering, di ba I said kanina, you can do parang yung sabi mong 3-part siya. Kasi it's 3 films. So parang, I was thinking baka the first part and the second part can stand on its own. Like example, it's parallel lives, and then at the end they meet, and then just leave it to ambiguity.
Yeah.
And then or pwede siyang the other way around na parang yung parang mas babad dun sa parang nag-meet sila, and then pero through circumstances hindi sila
parang nakikita, ganun.
Di sila
sliding doors or turn left, turn right. Mga ganun yung tipo okay yung idea na yun din na tipo nagkikita sila at different points in their lives. And then we see what happens in their, well, basically like normal people. Diba?
Yung actually, again, it's normal people.
So yun, it's, well, yun. So I guess, let's go on to yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, Tristan. Yung
actually, go, ikaw muna.
A little bit of context, no? So
spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. Yun. So, Rob works at an advertising agency, and he's having, at this point, he's having sex with the boss. But at the same time, he's given an intern. With which, parang, may konting, parang, hey, come to my house. Ganun. Pero pa-joke lang. Pero parang, sir, I don't think that's appropriate.
Hinaharas niya.
May ganong undercurrent eh. And then, during sa despedida party ng girl, they got so drunk that they ended up having sex.
Hinila siya ng girl. Which is important sa storyline kasi.
Hinila siya ng girl and ganon. He gets repercussions-ish, not really from it. He's fired, I think. Tanggal siya sa trabaho niya. Pero other than that, were there any charges pressed? Wala. I don't.
I find out part so weird kasi like hindi ko gets why it had to go that route. Parang it really parang had to go out of its way to create a storyline na parang it kind of defends parang it kind of defends yung ambiguity in parang in rape charges, and parang alam mo yun, I don't know why that narrative is needed. Parang you wanna defend,
it's not necessary kasi what
they're trying to say, diba?
What does the guy learn from it? Parang nothing. He just moves on with his life. Does he do it to treat women better? Wala. We don't see anything.
Parang it's so dangerous, diba? Kasi parang ang parang basically sinabi niya, okay, nakita niya nangyari, diba? I mean, ito from a watcher. Nakita niya nangyari, diba? Hinila siya. Tapos biglang sa dulo, tao dito si girl is accusing, parang it's trying to make a case for why to sympathize with Rob, pero parang kung tignan, I mean, it's trying to make a case, pero if you watch it, parang it's still wrong kasi like sinabi nga na she said no daw pero tinakpan daw yung bibig. Tapos parang basta it's really parang it's making bullet points why you should also listen to Rob. And parang ako, why do you need to do this? I mean,
why?
Diba? Parang, are you trying to create a larger movement to discredit?
Me too, ganun.
Oo, so
Pero
parang
yun
found it
eh.
weird.
Yung malungkot doon parang I appreciated the movie so far up to that point. And I was hoping na nung doon sila where they were drunk together, I kept on wishing, please do the right thing, please do the right thing, don't have drunk sex, don't have drunk sex, but
Uh-uh.
no, people have drunk sex. I mean, I know of cases like this, sobrang maraming ambiguity behind it. Pero parang you are in the position of power eh.
Oo.
You're technically her boss. Na kahit na may gusto yan sa'yo, parang don't put yourself in a situation na magkakaganyan.
And as filmmakers, why do you have to depict this? I mean, I'm curious to know the rationale. Bakit naisipan na lang, why they said, okay,
This
gawa tayo ng
whole situation could be a different film eh. Parang pang-apat na pelikula eh.
Oo.
Pero yun din yung wala siyang follow through. What are the consequences? We never see this girl
Wala,
again.
he gets fired.
He gets fired the end. What next? Kaya
Kawawa naman siya.
yeah, that's one of the
Like,
things
dude.
that I didn't like about this film. Parang wala eh, truncated lang and wala. Ano na?
Ayoko na mag-point fingers, pero parang feel ko talaga minsan is Eric Bati trying to, and the writers trying to defend talaga kaya tong case, hindi lang siningit lang sa film.
I hope not. I mean,
Diba?
to be fair, para depiction naman is
Oo.
not always endorsement.
Oo, totoo naman.
But you have to think bakit nila sinama to sa pelikula when they really. Ikaw sis, as you, what did you think about this scene?
Na-uncomfy din ako dun. Actually, akala ko ma-uncomfy na ako dun sa part na yung guy na he forced himself on the girl. Tapos bilang nagkaroon ng ganun. So, inisip ko na lang, siguro it's catapulting them to like a particular time in their lives na, yun nga, si girl, parang, di ba, she's very promiscuous or she's very carefree. Hindi siya promiscuous actually. Medyo more on carefree lang kasi, di ba sa umpisa, spoiler alert, very needy siya dun sa guy, si Gio. Yung the one niya, ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, biglang, she just tried, then she tried to do different things, ganyan. Tapos, biglang ganun yung nangyari sa kanya. Parang ako, I don't know if it shows na life is not fair or what, pero alam mo yun, parang are we purveyors of our own choices or decisions? Pero kung i-compare mo dun sa, okay yung kay Alexa eh, parang kahit paano ni-resolve siya. Nakalimutan
fair,
lang
okay
yung
sa kanya.
Oo.
Oo. Nakalimutan yung kay Rob.
Sana siya na lang.
Nakalimutan lang
Alexa
yung
Simp Club.
Kasi kahit yung unang napanood ko na version, wala siyang resolution. So,
release the matic.
Paisip din ako. Sabi ko, oo nga, no. We've been focused so much on the female angle na, women should be protected, ganyan. Pero may women din na ina-abuse dun sa side ng kay Rob eh.
Kasi parang feeling ko minsan ang hirap rin na parang, kasi alam mo yun, di ba? Parang minsan, for tales like this, it benefits na a woman is handling the direction. I mean, alam ko naman the lens ay there are female filmmakers behind the lens and the writing. Pero parang yung directorial vision parang kinda undercuts it. So,
yun.
To be fair, ang gusto ko dito yung green screen, or sorry, not green screen anymore, virtual parts. Gusto ko siya. Pero sabi ko sana, kasi nung una kong nakita tong pelikulang to, parang meron silang dalawa, may invisible line sa kanila that tries to bind them. Hindi, parang may invisible line sila.
Alam mo, Ses,
pero hindi, para siyang hindi siya natali ng sama. There was one person who told me na, di ba nagkita sila sa party. Tapos parang sabi niya, yun na yun, ganyan. Sabi ko, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na, kahit ako, sabi ko, parang nag-CR yata ako. Tapos pagbalik ko, magkakilala na sila.
Pero alam mo, I would argue na realistic naman yun. Kasi like, ako like some of my friendships or like some of like my really good friendships, parang very happenstance lang yung mga introductions namin, ganyan. Parang sa inuman, friend of a friend.
In fairness naman.
It's
pero,
possible eh.
basta, parang kasing, di ba, ganun, tapos they talk to each other, ganyan. And then at the same time, they also meet other people, ganyan. Tapos, actually, there's a sort of sadness to it. Dun sa una kong version na napanood. Ito kasi,
Really?
parang, siya, basta, parang, sabi ko, siguro mas maganda siguro napanood ko yung 2 hours and 45 minutes than the 2 hours and 15. Kasi parang may kulang. Parang may kulang talaga. Tapos yun.
Kasi
Pero anyways, in
alam mo
terms of dun sa, ang hirap din kung yung, kunwari, kasi si Ange, she's a woman, sinulat niya rin tong story. So, alam mo yun, may part siya dun sa development ng characters ni Robbie. I mean, we're not asking for a happy ending na parang he changes as a no longer confused guy, ganyan. Pero yun kasi yung point niya na parang they're growing. They're trying to figure themselves out somehow. Pero in the end, iniwan niya si Toot, di ba? Parang, so, di mo na itutuloy si Toot, parang dun,
pero okay lang naman sa akin yan eh. I mean, parang
diba?
feel ko those ambiguities ay, if you wanna depict like a parang young relationships, that's part and parcel of it eh. Like, okay, strings are left hanging, you meet people by chance. Actually, parang feel ko nga, that's why that introduction for me also works. It's because minsan it's easier to talk to strangers. Na parang na walang baggage. Oo. So, kaya for me, wala akong issue dun sa party lang, tapos hindi na kailangan ipilit yung ay nag-match pala tayo before.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's it's a nice way. If the movie ended there, okay lang siguro.
Kasi if internally you guys think naging problem yun, parang siguro as audience, as part of the audience, we don't really mind. Ganun, no.
Parang it's an interesting insight din, no? Looking at the production side of it. Parang ano ba yung iba yung
tingin nila problema.
Iba yung concerns namin sa concerns nyo eh. I guess, what did you think of the storytelling device na when they are breaking up with their partners?
Gusto ko yun.
They kill them.
I like it actually. Saka, wala pa nga graphics yung dating napanood ko, pero sabi ko, nga kasing sakit siya ng sinaksak ka, nilaskas ka, ganyan.
Michael V.
Walang martilyo.
Suko.
Diba? Pero alam mo yun, parang I like it. Pero parang alam mo, I think it flew over the heads of some people. Kasi yung mga Twitter reactions, parang grabe ending. Parang ako,
what are you talking about, guys?
Did you take it literally?
Hindi po sila talaga nagpatayan. Po mga multo nila yon after na nakita mong buhay, multo ni Alexa, hindi po yung totoo.
Di ba, for example, si Ben and Ben na Manyakis.
Taga Ben and Ben ba? Sino taga?
Hindi, joke lang.
Taga Ben and Ben ba yun?
Sabi ni Pong, kamukha daw sa Manyakis sa Ben and Ben.
Sino taga Ben and Ben?
Manyakis sa Ben. Maano tayo sa Ben and Ben yan, ha?
We will never guess Ben and Ben.
If you're listening, our views do not reflect.
Gumanap kay Carlo. Si Carlo. Carlo din
Tarabal.
Yung yung daddy.
Oo. Kung napansin nyo, di ba, spoiler alert, binaril siya, walang dugo. Kasi nga, parang si Alexa or si Fiona, di ba, the way that they killed their partners, metaphorically, has something to do with the way that they were hurt, ganyan. Parang kasi si Carlo, ayun yung interpretation ko sa kanya. Dito siya, parang, di ba, parang pinipend baril siya, ganyan.
Point blank.
Dito. Kasi nga, siya, di ba, he's very, mahilig siya mag-decide for her, parang ganun. Yun.
Ayun. So, isa pang insight, si Rob lang ang hindi nagpakita ng tooth.
Hindi ko rin alam. Lahat kami nagulat doon sa isa eh.
Kudos to the cast and crew na nagladlad ng lahat. Si foreigner guy with the beach. Alexa, ang pangalan si Sarah something, Sarah Holmes.
Si Sarah Holmes.
Yung
arguably pinaka-intense. Si Sarah Holmes.
Disclaimer, hindi po ganun mag-aral. Wala pong pag-aaral doon na matututo kayo. Hindi po kayo
Ganun ba sa med school? Ganun
Hindi
ba
po
sa med school, Doc John?
wala pong ganun.
Anong review center yun?
Carl Balita. Biro lang. Isusulat tayo ng Carl Balita. Hindi, joke lang. Wag po kayong gano'n mag-review. Carl Balita lang kayo. Mas marami kayong natutunan.
Carl Balita.
Carl Balita. Top notch yan. Yung mga yan. Yung medical review. Pero yun. Ano pa ba? Yun si si Alexa Miro. Nakita ko siya before sa isang pelikula called
apat sila. Ano
Simplicity.
Ang dapat ay apat.
Simplicity starring Mary Joy Apostol, ano pangalan? Kaori Oinuma.
Sino to mga to? Kilala ko si Mary Joy from Birdshot. Oo.
Parang may talent agency sila or something. Tapos basta yung finale nun, nandun si Senpai Kazu eh. Ako lang yata nakapanood ng Simplicity, Diyos ko. Pero anyway.
Feeling ko ikaw. Sa I Want, meron siya.
Meron ba sa I Want? Anyway, ang ending ng Simplicity, si Rian Ramos at si Solen Heussaff ay nagbubugan sa stage. Basta may ending na gano'n. Nagbubugan sila. Kasi nagkagiyasan, parang MMA fight sila sa stage. Tapos, naging popular na yung Simplicity. Anyway, yun lang. So, yun. The other ones, I'm not really familiar. Si Carlo Tarabal, I know from his film work.
Ano siya?
Director na daw siya.
Talaga?
He directed a short film called Isla Bodan. He was involved with Tanabata's Wife.
Oh.
Yeah. Hindi ko gusto yung Isla Bodan, pero gusto ko yung Tanabata's Wife.
Sorry guys, nakamute kasi ako. Nung sinabi ni Trisa na, ako rin, Nagulo.
Ikaw din, gumawa ka ng Tanabata's Wife.
Gulat ako.
Talaga?
Hindi ko alam na siya yun.
So, ano yung... So, nag-volunteer ba siya?
Ewan ko.
Sabi niyo pong Ben and Ben eh.
Ses, tanong mo nga kay Direk. Parang...
Sabi nga nila, siya, director siya. Kasi, kung mapapatay na naman ako. Very serious. He's a very serious guy. So, parang ako, sabi ko, curious ako sa bakit kaya siya nagbabasa ng libro habang mga ganun.
Tapos yung libro, film books. Ganyan. Transcendental cinema ni Paul Schrader.
Pocket books pala.
Pocket book.
The Marxist art of ganun.
Biro lang.
I-Marxist mo ang puso ko, ganun. Joke lang.
Anyway, yun. Ako, wala na ako. Any final thoughts on the film before we end this short episode?
Ano pa ba final thoughts? Ayun. Ang alam ko sequel nito daw ay si Rob will be finding the guys who killed his dog.
Spoiler ka! Oh my God!
Again his dog.
Again his dog. John, ba?
John Wick. Rob
Wick.
So, ano ba?
Since nasa marketing nila ako, panoorin niyo po ang A Girl in a Guy. Yun yung
After spoiling everything.
Kung gusto niyo po manalo ng 50,000 pesos.
Teka, sige, we'll give you a chance to plug. Paano ba mananalo ng 50,000 pesos?
Bumili lang kayo ng ticket from now until July 19.
Bakit ngayon lang? Isa ako sa unang bumili. Hindi ba wala na ba akong chance?
Pwede ka pa sumali.
Like pre-order ako. Like
pre-order.
Nagbayad yan.
Oo, maaga pa lang nagbayad na ako. Kasi Alexa Miro simp nga eh.
Ako nag-join na ako sa premiere eh. Thank you, sis.
Support na kababayan. Kababayan ko si Alexa Miro.
Wow! Invite natin siya dito. Alexa Miro sa Third World Cinema.
Hindi, apparently kasi parang a fun little digression. Yung kabatch yata siya ng little brother ko. Kasi parang may kwento sila nung mga high school sila.
Mm-hmm.
Then parang they would match with other kids from the area, ng mga 14, 15 sila. Tapos they were nakamatch doon nila. Hindi yung kapatid ko mismo, pero yung parang best friend niya. Nakamatch daw to there was a girl named Gian Panlilio. Ganyan. Tapos parang naglulukan sila ngayon na catfish kaya ito nun eh. Kasi kung tingnan mo, yung picture si Alexa Miro to eh. Pero parang apparently, siya talaga yun nung kabataan niya. I mean, mukhang yung totoong pangalan niya. And then parang kasi ngayon pa nakita namin yung friend ng kapatid ko. Tiyatag niya minsan sa post parang Nax, artista na. Sa reply yung verified account ni Alexa Miro. So,
Ano ito?
I guess she was a young girl from Cavite once. So, kababayan.
Oh, pwede. Guess natin siya dito. Yes.
Coming soon.
Okay lang kayo.
para
pinapawita kayo.
Napanood yung naked director. Paano pag-act yung mga Japanese pag pag kasama yung mga
Pinagpawita kayo.
Insenso, ganun.
Yung mga insenso. Fantastic!
Diyos ko. Ako, final thoughts on A Girl and a Guy. It's fine. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
There are some problematic elements to it. Pero on the whole, it means well. Ganun na lang siguro. It means well.
Ako
for the most part.
Ako thoughts ko if manonood ka tapos may chance ka manalo ng 50,000, parang okay.
Sige na. Manood ka na.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, yung parang feeling ko lang parang it's also confused parang what it wants to be. Pero we keep on saying Alexa Miro Sim Club, pero actually she's the best part of the film. I mean,
yeah, true. She's
really
a good
actress.
She's
and
nadala niya yung pelikula eh.
Walang bias doon. And parang feel ko may mga heartfelt moments rin naman. So parang I think it's serviceable enough. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't call it a bad film. Parang I think it's way better than yung mga recent horror films si Eric Mati. Yung Quaresma at Seclusion. Parang feeling ko lang lamang naman to sa lamang ng ilang paligo talaga.
Lamang for me, lamang to sa Quaresma. Ayun, I'll give it that. Lamang to sa Quaresma. Seclusion, I like Seclusion, pero yeah, this is better acted compared to Seclusion.
Si Rodi Alonte yun.
Papatayin na ako ng mga fans ni Rodi Alonte. Dudumugin ako. Para akong isa
Cancel. Uy, naranasan ko na yun, di ba?
I'm canceled.
Yung mga Kim Chu fans, inaway ako. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
There's a story for another day. Yun. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening for this short episode. We'll have more episodes in the future when we're not busy. Hopefully. And from Tristan, Princess, and myself, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.